You're live.
Okay, hey everyone, how's everyone doing? Woo! Yay, you're excited as I am. Okay, so yeah, hi, I'm Emma, and my talk is The Great Adventure of Open Source Contribution. Let's get started. So on Drupal.org, my username's emma.maria. I'm from the UK. I work at a company in London called TES, which is teaching resources, all stuff for teachers and education. And I'm a front engineer by day, and all other times I'm doing lots of things for the community. At the moment, my full focus is being a CWG member, and I'm focusing on community health, supporting the community, and all the good stuff, improving things for all of you. And also, I'm a DrupalCon Being Human track chair, and this was a new track that was introduced last year at the European DrupalCon, and it's happening in Baltimore. Joe at the front is led it this year, and he's amazing, and we've got a very good set of talks for you, so please do check them out if you go to Baltimore or the recordings. And if you want to chat to me on Twitter, it's a mixture of cats and Drupal, which is quite good. My handle is mbobmaria. So let's get started. So this talk is a huge combination of my own personal experiences of getting started with Drupal and my whole journey. And I've done a lot of talks around the UK and Europe about just getting people started, how to get into it and all those things. And I've collected a lot of feedback from people who have had troubles, have good experiences, and I've combined it all into this big talk to give everyone the best advice possible. So the first section is getting started. So let's start our adventure. Starting new things is always very challenging. It can be scary. It's going to be a lot of hard work. So, So yeah, you've got to consider. I'm sorry, my speaker notes are not showing up. I'm very, very sorry. They're there. How do I do this? We'll start again in a second. Does someone help me? Sorry. I'm super excited and super confused. That one. That one.
Beautiful. Look at all those cats.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, I'm good now. So trying something new is a huge challenge. You've got lots of things to learn. There are so many unknowns, so many things, and you're going to meet new people. You need to get to know who you're going to be working with, because open source is not a solo adventure. It is a collaboration with people. It's a group thing. You're going to go through it together. So you may not even know what you can do or what you want to do, or you might do, but you might not know how to get there at all. But it's going to be worth it. So my first disclaimer is things will go wrong. So when you first try something new, you will set expectations for yourself, and you probably won't meet them at all. Things will go terribly wrong. For instance, say you want to get set up on something, or get involved in something, or find particular people, or need particular help, or you just don't know what to expect or what to do. Things will probably go wrong. But what I want you to do is embrace being new. So just have no expectations whatsoever. You're there to learn. You will learn how to do things, how not to do things next time. You just need to embrace what you're doing, pick up what you can, learn things, and just keep going with it. Just keep trying, try again. Embrace being new. And don't worry about looking silly or dumb or stupid. We all knew nothing. When you start something new, you know nothing. We all know that. And it's all about making your first entrance, making an entrance, rather than not at all, rather than putting it off. I asked the community recently, what's your best advice if you could go back to the beginning? And everyone said that I would have tried sooner, that I would have been less nervous about it, and I would just throw myself in and just went with the flow and embraced it as I went along. So embrace being new, people. And let's meet your adventure companions, because I said that this is not a solo adventure. You need your people with you. So who are they? Well, they're the Drupal community. These are the people who will help you along the way on your contribution and community journeys. I just want to personally say big thanks to the community in general. Like, in recent weeks, things have been really tough, but we're all strong, we're all moving forward, we're all like, there is amazing support in the community. And like I said, I spoke to the community recently, and I asked them what is their favorite moment so far in their journey, and 80% of people said it's all about when people come to you and they're like, thank you so much for helping me in the beginning. I'm here today where I am because people like you helped me at the start. And the support is amazing in the community for whatever you want to do. You just need to reach out and get immersed in the community. Yes, surround yourself with people. So before you start doing any form of, like, any roles or any work or any working on projects or helping out with events, get to know the people first as people. It makes it a lot easier if you start doing something new and learning things that you're doing it with friends or people you know. It's a lot better. So how are you going to do this? So go to your local meetups. Say hi online. Go to Drupal Slack or IRC and find channels where people aren't talking about code or Drupal or hard, difficult topics. Go have a chat with people and just be like, hey, I'm new. How is everyone? Go to a sprint and not necessarily work on anything. Just go see what it's like. Like, go peek in and be like, okay, this is what it's all about. And I was completely scared to do that in the beginning. Like, sprint rooms are super intimidating. Like, it's a huge room, well, a bit like this. There's the tables, and people are just focusing on the laptops and talking about Drupal things. So go in there and go socialize. Like, people do talk to each other, hang out, and people need to go get food and go get drinks, and like, just socialize with people as much as possible and get to know the people for the people who you're going to work with. So you need to prepare for your adventure. What are you going to pack? What are you going to prep yourself with? So identify your contribution opportunities before you start contributing. So like I said, like, your local meetup might get together and do some kind of contribution thing, or they might be organizing a local event or anything. So once you've spoken to the people and got to know them, be like, hey, so what do we do here? Like, what do we do in this area? How can I join in? Can I help? Or go to events. Go to DrupalCon, like beginner contributor sprints, things like that. Just find out what you can go to and what's available to you, and just go find your opportunities. So, and then you realize that they vary a lot. So if you go, say, like, you just turn up to one kind of sprint and you're like, this isn't for me, this is really intense, there's so many people, there's not much help. There are other sprints where the help outnumbers the people in a way. So just keep trying again, and you'll find your perfect, like, sweet spot version of contribution. And also, before you go anywhere or do anything, sit down and identify your own skills, strengths, and interests. So this means, what do you do day to day? I'm a developer, so I can do developer stuff, like front-end developer stuff, pretty easy. Like, I know that stuff. What are your strongest skills? Like, break down the things you do every day and be like, oh, I'm actually particularly good at, say, looking at coding standards and making sure code is good. So that will help people when you go to a sprint be like, oh, this is a specific task that I could probably find for you to do. And also, what would you actually like to learn? Because we want to be doing stuff that interests us, that is still motivating us, and things like that. So you just say what you'd like to learn, what you'd like to be, what you're interested in. Because once you get started and you feel more comfortable with the processes and you know some things, you should just dig in other places, and I'll get to that in a bit. So now tell this information to people. A few mistakes people make is turning up to an event, not saying who they are, what they do, and being like, I need something to do. And that's putting a lot of, like, stress and, like, on the other person who's like, I need to find something, and then they give you something, and then you might not say, this isn't for me. I've done that numerous times. I was like, I just have to do what I've been given, and it hasn't been right at all. So tell this info to people. It makes the people finding you work, life's easier, and you'll be doing something that suits you and is better for you. And yeah, beginner sprint advice. So I've mentored a lot of sprints over the years, and I am a core maintainer, so I've helped lead sprints, host sprints, all the good things for front end. And I've witnessed a lot of things. I've probably done all of these things personally when I started as well. So there's a list of things I've collected over the years. So like I said, put all of your expectations aside. You turn up, the day happens, and you leave, and you know more than what you started with. Make sure to find your crowd. So you know what you're capable of or what you want to do. Go find people like that, or ask people where they are, because I've been put in a completely different place in a room, and I was just like, oh, this is not good for me. And I didn't say anything, because I was like, probably this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and it didn't go so well. And make sure you keep asking all of the questions, even if you're asking the same questions again and again and again. It's like nothing's going to stick on your first day in a new environment, doing new things with new people. So keep asking questions. And get someone to help you and keep hold of them. The most amazing thing that happened to me at DrupalCon, not on a sprint day, I was just in the sprint room, but I was wearing my mentor t-shirt because I like the color of it. Someone grabbed me and was like, you need to help me, you just stay here, sit here and help me. And I was like, okay, and it was great. She said she gained so much from me sitting there for 2 hours and just staying there, and in a nice way, I like doing it. Yeah, it was really good. And ask for nice tasks, say the word nice, because mentors, sprint mentors, they have nice tasks in their head. So if you ask a front-end person to have a nice task, if you want to do front-end, you will be given something nice to do. It's that happens. And start really, really small. Some people like to go out and find their own work, and they're like, I totally want to rebuild the theme system, and I'm going to do that today, and probably not tell anyone I'm doing it, and sit there and stare at my laptop and get very upset and tired and angry, and we're like, what are you doing over there? It's like, we're doing this massive task, and we're like, no, stop it, put it down, change it. Yeah, so to do really, really small things, you can achieve lots of little small things, and it will add up to one big thing that you're trying to do. So stay small. And take breaks. People don't sit there all day looking at their laptops. It looks like they do, but they don't. Go outside, go talk to people, go switch tables. Just be happy, just smile. People don't smile enough when they're learning things, so just smile, relax, take everything in, and like I said, if something goes wrong, learn what you should do next time when you turn up. So, how can the community itself better support beginners? So, myself, CWG, anyone I've spoken to the community, I've got some ideas to possibly make things a little easier for beginners. So, keep putting information out there. I find it really hard to find information to give people, basically different projects that are ongoing, or there's documentation. There's things that are hard to find. People want to find their place, and I can't find what's going on to give it to them. And I found it really hard today because I haven't done any code contribution for about a year and a bit, so I'm a bit lost. So if I can't find it, then yeah, well, maybe some people will probably find it, but I couldn't find it. So I was like, we should keep putting information out there on Twitter, in the Slack channels, everywhere. This is what's going on with our stuff right now. We need help. We need to do this. Just post your progress. Celebrate beginner achievements. So a lot of people do this already, but everyone needs to start doing it, because beginners sometimes don't know that they've done something great. It might be something really trivial, but the amount of time it takes to do new stuff and things, yeah, people need congratulating, appreciating. You can do that personally, one-to-one, or tweet this person got their first commit credit, or this person did this thing for the first time, or this person's really helped me out and they haven't done it before. Just celebrate everyone and get them to appreciate what they've done as well, because it makes them feel great, it makes them want to continue, and yeah, the ideas are endless to show thanks to someone. It doesn't take much effort. Put experienced and beginner contributors more together. So this is more specifically about DrupalCon Sprint Day, where we have 1 or 2 rooms of experienced contributors, and then we have 1 or 2 rooms of beginner, brand new, fresh beginners. And it's very rare that the 2 sides will cross over or swap or meet, or yeah, we just have them separated away. And I've been to longer sprint events where the beginners never want to leave the beginner room because they don't know when they're not a beginner anymore, and they don't feel comfortable and they feel a bit scared, and it's we need to get the beginners out, or never put them in a beginner room, maybe, possibly, And if the experienced people could cross over or come mix with the beginner people and just be like, hey, this is what I do, it helps with imposter syndrome as well, being like this crazy, great, amazing contributor, and they come over and just say hi to you and get to know you. So yeah, bring them in, and then be like, this is what we work on, and this is how you could get more integrated into the project, and things like that. So smushing people together in a friendly, nice way is what I think we should do. And offering long-term mentorship. I spoke to someone in the UK a while back who was like, so I was given a mentor on the day. It was really, really great. I had the most perfect afternoon. I got things done, and then I went home, and then I was lost. And I didn't know what to do then. And we are very, very good at our first experiences with beginners, like our initial, here's an intro, this is great, we're going to do great things, but we don't carry it on necessarily. So if we had some kind of long-term mentorship where, say, someone will keep like checking in with you and being like, hey, how's it going? Are you still working on this? Are you happy with this? Is there anything I can like help you to keep going? Like every now and again, it doesn't have to be very often, it can be as often as you want. I think it would be super valuable to like retain beginners. Because I've heard a lot of feedback that beginners just have this great thing and then they're lost completely. It's sad. So part one of the adventure is complete. We are now beginners who know what we're doing roughly, and we can complete tasks. We're doing lots of different tasks absolutely everywhere possibly. That's what I was doing when I got to the point where I was like, I want to do more. Like I've worked on the craziest issues all over the place, and I've done all the things, and I think I can get more settled and do more. So we're hungry for more. What are we going to do? So yeah, which direction do we go now? There's so many paths, so we could try anything. So we're going to try all the things. So try out new skills. Like if you're a front-end developer, I keep saying front-end developer because I'm a front-end developer, but if you're a front-end developer, go do some other things. Like there is plenty of, say, project managery like type things, like triaging issue queues, making sure people are in the right places, doing the right things. I did this when I started being like, I don't want to work on issues anymore, I just want to do something different. So someone was like, well, you can help triage issue queue and get people organized and get things moving. And it sounds like a really boring, dull task that no one wants to do. But the great thing is that I didn't expect this at all, but really, like, contributors I really looked up to, like, found me at an event and were like, thank you so much for all the work you've done by pushing just all these little issues forward. You've made like huge progress and things are on track and going really well now. And I was like, whoa, I just wanted to sit and sort out issues. This is great. So every task is, like, no matter how big it is super valuable, and it will push the project along. And with all of us together, it's just, yeah, it's good. So yeah, try new skills, try new things. I've tried nearly everything. I can't think of all the things. I've done so many things. So I've maintained projects. I've just triaged issue queues. I mentor at events. I host sprints. CWG member. I've done lots of things. I've tried everything. So if you need any advice on any of it, you can ask me. Or anyone else. There's so many people here who do so many things in the community. So next thing you do is you're just going to go up to people and ask, like I just said, what can I help with? What do you need help with? What's the focus? How can I do best for you? Like, what will help you out? Because, yeah, you want to focus on the priorities. You want to do something meaningful, enjoyable. So ask people what you can help with. And join projects and teams. Find a team that you're interested in and just sort of settle in. I think I joined the Twig initiative by just lurking in their hangouts. And I was too scared to say anything for the longest time. I was like, I want to help with Twig. I don't know what Twig is. At that point, I didn't know what Twig was. And I was like, probably should be focusing on Twig if I'm a front-end developer. So I sort of lurked in the calls for a bit, and then eventually I said hi. And I was like, yeah, this is a safe place. And they're all lovely. They're all my best friends now. It's amazing. I joined a team to work on like development stuff, and they're all my best friends. Like, we've been on holiday, we've done all the things, so really good. What was my point with that? Join projects and teams. And say hello to the interesting opportunity. So the more you ask, what can I help with, and what can I do, and get more involved in meaningful projects or ongoing projects, interesting opportunities will start coming to you. So I became a maintainer from just looking after issue queues and making sure the front-end guys had all their stuff in place, because it was a mess. Like, they were like, can you just do this for us? I know we're supposed to do this, but can you do this? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And it was fun. And then they were like, well, you're so good at this, you probably should maintain this project that's falling apart and needs help. And that's how I ended up looking after Bartik for a while. And it was cool. It was scary. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was like, I will try this new thing and have some responsibilities. So say hello to them. And okay, so how can the community better help people find their place? This is more ideas. So better visibility of projects and initiatives. So like I said, I was trying to look for things that are current and ongoing. I know of them from seeing things everywhere, but I haven't found any information of like, how can you get started? How can you get settled in? What we're working on? Like, there's probably an obvious place, but I really couldn't find it. So if we could like just put the links out there regularly, like every week or so, and just be like, hey, and here's the time that our calls are. Like, there are Slack channels for specific things, but I still am like scattered all over the place at the moment, so I couldn't put together the information. So if we could just put it out there all the time, that'd be super great. And recruit help whilst at an event. So say like teams, like the Twig team, would get together at events to fix problems, which was really great. We were like, hey, we're in person, we can hug, and like, we get things done, and we talk through lots of difficult things. But sometimes we lost the opportunity to literally really, really super recruit new people, because there was never enough of us in the end, and we were very tired. And we're like, we could have just been like, we will onboard these 5 people really intensely, and they will join our calls and they will help us. So recruit really hard at events if you have something that you need help with or you want more people, because people will learn, people will like help out because they really want to, if they want to get to contribution. So recruit hard. So cool. Did we reach the end? Like, we know what we're doing, and we're like settled in. We know, like, we're cool. We're like, yeah, we can do this. Did we reach the end? We can do all, yeah, we can do all the things. We want to put our all into Drupal. We're hooked. We're great. So now is your biggest challenge yet. Dun dun dun. You need to learn how to keep going, but not overdo it. Like, you need to look after yourself, you need to make sure the community health is good, your individual health, and I've put together lots of things about mental health, community health, everyone being good. So community challenges. Yes, written communication can be super tricky. We all know this. In open source, a lot of the time we are writing things down and posting them to each other. Comments and issues are hugely problematic because of the whole, someone will post a comment this morning, someone else will write one tomorrow afternoon, and it's not natural conversation. It doesn't flow sometimes. It's all a bit like blah, 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 all over the place. And sometimes people forget how to communicate, because it's like, oh, it's a comment, I'm commenting on the work, I'll just be like, bam, done, sent, whatever. And yeah, this topic really needs its own talk because it can span so much, but I'm going to touch on a few things. So it's very easy to misunderstand written words. The most obvious thing is things getting lost in translation, literally. Like, we need to remember that not everyone is a native English speaker, or they speak English, but their English, it's not the best, like they're struggling with it, and that can come across, and we need to make sure that we're as clear as possible. I spoke to people in South America who find it really hard to get into contribution because of the language barriers, and they either don't want to, they're scared to, or they're just worried about being judged and things. So be kind to each other when you write, try and be super clear, and not overdo all the grammar and like crazy big words and things. Like, just try and keep your communication clear and easy, and it can't be misinterpreted. And in general, written communication can be super misinterpreted for whatever reason, because you can't see people's faces or voices or emotions. So you may write something in 10 seconds in a comment, and you're like, yes, I've given them everything they need, and then the person will read it and be like, why are they being so blunt? It just sounds like they don't really like my work, like, because you haven't put positivity or emotion into it. You're just like, yeah, that's fine. Like, it's good. It's good to go. Like, but you can misinterpret things like that. And also remember, you're critiquing the work. You're not criticizing the person. So you're looking at the work itself and how it can improve. You shouldn't bring in you shouldn't be like, I don't know why you did it like that, or like you're mentioning the person themselves, or like, I don't like that idea, why did you come up with it, oh, this work. Like, you need to take that part out of it and just look at the work and how it can be improved, because we're solving problems, we're fixing things. And try using different mediums. The greatest thing that I actually witnessed in person was people were having this heated discussion in an issue, and I knew both of these people, but they didn't know each other. And then at the event, they met in person, didn't know each other's usernames, and got on really well, and then they realized who they were, and were like, oh my god, it's you! Oh, you're a really nice person. I didn't mean anything that I said. Oh, it was the most amazing moment of my life. Yeah, so like, just, if things are tough, written down, get on a call. Like, if you're at an event, go sit with them. Just try other mediums, because it takes the whole, like, messing things up accidentally, having heated arguments, whatever. It helps take that part out of the equation. Like, you can probably fight on a call, but you can see each other. So try using different mediums if possible. And conflicts will inevitably happen. My first conflict happened out of nowhere. I don't know how or why. Someone got angry at me, and it was like the end of the world, and I was like, oh my god, this person's so angry, oh my god, this is so bad. And it's like, it will happen. Like, it's misinterpretation. People are really passionate about what you're doing. Like, I was doing the whole issue queue triaging, and someone was like, I stepped on something, and they were like, what are you doing? And I thought it was the end of the world, but it's gonna happen at some point. There's so many of us, so we're bound to do something. And just try and resolve it the best you can. Someone will probably notice and be like, hey, it's fine, they're cool, we're all cool. And like, people step in and support all of the time. You can resolve it yourself, or you can escalate it, obviously. But it will happen, so yes. And humans have bad days. Like, we don't know what is going on with everyone else, necessarily. Like, we have no idea what goes on in people's lives. Someone may wake up and just be having a terrible day, and it reflects in their communication. And it just slips in. So just be aware of that. If you can tell that someone's having a crappy day, just be like, hey, how are you? Like, I say it later about how we can support the community, but just be aware that some people are having a terrible day when they write something, and it's not you personally, about you. And humans get things wrong. Unfortunately, we make mistakes, and we trip up. Yeah, we can upset people, we can write a piece of code wrong, and that's fine, or we can give a piece of advice and it's wrong. That is fine, because all humans can learn and do better, and we can help to explain all those things and help people improve and point out things and be like, we'll do it better next time, and it will be fine. So, yes, humans can learn and do better. Individual challenges. So, this was pretty hard for me, because I think I have done every single one of these. I have put the community first and not necessarily looked after myself. So there's lots of things in there. There's lots of goodness that we need to learn from. And also, from that survey that I gave people, I got the most amazing response. And I've written it down. This is why I needed my notes. I panicked. I was like, I need to read this, because I couldn't write something as good as this. So this person suggested, take care of yourself, pace yourself. You are more valuable than whatever problem you are working on. Once you burn yourself out, it's hard to come back from that, so learn to let go. Lean on others to do the things you think can only be done if you push yourself. And I thought that was like amazing, because we tend to forget and sit back and forget to do these things. So I don't know who wrote it. If anyone here wrote it, like, wave, but I need to find out who wrote that and thank them, because I made my survey anonymous and it didn't help me with the thanking everyone. So the first thing is, be careful of taking on too much. Only take on as much as your schedule allows. Like, don't be like, I can do all these things, I really want to help, I really want to do all this stuff, but I only have like an hour a week. And people like try and cram in as much as possible. It just doesn't end well. You are super tired, super burnt out, and you have so many hats on, it never stops. So be careful of taking on too much. Last year, I think last spring, like probably a year ago, I did a talk, and I was like, so this is what I do this, this. And I was like, oh my god, that's quite a lot. And at the end, my only feedback was, how do you do this? And I'm like, I don't know, I just do, I'm quite tired. So yeah, I had to reassess that, and I took a long break, and I was like, I want to focus on this, I'll put down this for now, and life has been a lot better since then. So be careful of taking on too much. And remember that it's a group effort, so you're not fixing this problem alone. Like, you may want to take on this giant thing and be like, yes, I'm going to fix this problem for Drupal, and it'll be great, and I'll feel great, and it'll be great. But there's a lot of work out there, and I mean, you can split it up. And also the thing that I learned that, when I was a maintainer, I was like, oh, I can just suggest the great idea, and then everyone will help me do it, so I'm not sat there doing it all by myself. And that changed everything. I was like, you still get credit for having the idea, but you don't have to do all of it. And I was like, that I saved so much time and energy, and like, I brought in lots of beginners to help me as well, and it was just a fantastic time. And also remember that, yeah, like, you don't have to own the thing. Like, there's a lot of people who are like, I'm going to take this on and own it and see it through. And people burn out. You see it. You can tell from what they're writing that they're struggling. But they might not admit it. So support those people and just be like, hey, oh, I have a section on that. I'll get to that. I'll tell you how to support the people. And remember, you can always ask for help and support. Like, no matter what level you are, you may be like, I've got the most commit credits in Drupal 8 or Drupal 9 or whatever Drupal. And you're struggling with something, or you're just like, you need to like get some support. You can speak up. It's not, you don't have to be I'm the tough, incredibly amazing person who can do anything and get through anything. Like, ask questions, get support. I don't want anyone suffering or anyone struggling, so always ask for help and support. And be careful of saying yes. So the reason why I had all these responsibilities last year was I was like, yes, I will do this. Yes, I will help you. I will take on this thing. I want to help everyone. And it was just too many things. And I didn't want to let anyone down. I don't want to be guilty for saying no. But you may be given opportunities, or all of these amazing opportunities will come to you, but you can say no, and it will still be fine. And you'll still feel good because you're like, someone came to me and thought of me and wanted me to do it. And if you say, I can't take this on right now, but if I could in the future, like if I can, come back to me and I'll totally help you, that is totally fine. You don't have to say yes to everyone's, like, can you help me, because it just ends horribly. Like, you'll probably let people down, you'll be tired. It's just not a fun situation. I've been in it. I had to cancel a talk once, and that sucked because I was like, I'm going to do a talk every month because I love speaking. And that didn't go too well either. I was like, this is too much. So be careful of saying yes. And ask yourself, is this thing really rewarding to you? Like, you may at the beginning be like, I love code contribution. It is the best thing. I love the process. I love everything. And then after a year, you might just be doing it. You don't know why you're doing it still. Like, you may not like it anymore, or you may just get bored of it, or you just want to try something else. So just reassess with yourself, is this thing rewarding? Because you'll end up more tired and cranky if you feel like you have to do this thing, but you don't like it anymore. Though it kind of makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So just check in with yourself, and then if it's not rewarding, try and put it down and find something that is, or just take a break. It helps. And remember, you can take a break. Oh, I'm so good with my slide order. You can take a break. You can step away and come back later. Like, things will still keep going. Like, don't disappear off the planet. That's the other thing. You can take a break. Just let people know that you need to take a break and you're just going to be gone for a little bit and you need some time. Or like even just a weekend. You can have your weekends to yourself. Like, people aren't counting on you to fix all the problems. It may seem like that, but you can take a break. But please take a break. Taking breaks is really good. I started doing that. I started having no Drupal weekends. It fell apart quite quickly, but I tried to have no Drupal weekends. So looking after others section, this is how we're going to help everyone else. So check in with others. Even if someone seems fine, if you have some people, like say you're really good friends with people, just make sure you just check in and see if people are okay. Just be like, hey, how are you? How you doing? Because sometimes people reply with, my life sucks. And you're like, okay, we could not tell. We could not tell at all. So please check in with people. Some people just seem fine, but maybe need some support. So just say hi. I like saying hi to all of you. And ask, what can I do to help you? Like, not the thing they're working on. Ask them how to help them specifically. How can I help you with the problem or the struggle or the thing that is causing you to feel rubbish? So ask the person what they can do to help you. Oh, it's not clicking. Appreciate the person and not just all of the work they're doing. I had this done to me where someone was like, I love how much progress you've made, you've done so much stuff, and I was like, yeah, because I've been working like crazy. I need to work crazy more. I'm gonna have to work even harder now. Like, those pressures can happen, and the person was just saying that you're great, but you take it as like, I need to work all the time, and I'm gonna fix all the things. So appreciate the person and be like, you are a great person. You do so much for the community. You're wonderful. Like, just appreciate the person, because we need like appreciation as well as the work. Or you do. You all do. We all do. So how can a community better support contributor health? Wow, so I came up with some things. A buddy system. So my company has this where there's a person who's not directly in my team, they're not my manager, they're not any way associated with my day-to-day, but they just check in with me every now and again to check I'm not going crazy, or I have some weird issue or something. And if we all had a buddy around the community who was just like, hey, how are you doing? Like, checks in with you, and just make sure you're not like overdoing it and you're all good and everything's happy and everything's fine, I think that'd be a really cool thing. Like, it could be an official thing or an unofficial thing. Everyone just get a buddy and just make sure everyone's fine. Who wants to be my buddy? I need a buddy. Okay, we'll get a buddy later. Anyway, community support champions. So I came up with this, like, I labeled this. I couldn't think of a better name. So it's people who are aware of situations all around the community, or spot things, or like say in an issue people are getting a bit like rowdy or it seems a bit tense, someone will like jump in and be like, hey, we're all good, we're good, like that person. Or someone who just sees that someone's struggling with something somewhere and it's just like, hey, there are amazing people who do this already, that there's too many of them, but just be aware that everyone should be doing these kinds of things. We all need to support each other. Everyone can support anyone at any level, and it just needs to happen more. We need a lot more community, like, love and bringing it together and mushy stuff. And leadership support. So this is something, someone in CWG, who isn't me, I think Adam, wants to really, really, really push this forward, and I completely agree. So when I became a maintainer, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing, or how to be a leader, or how to like be in this kind of role. And lots of people end up in leadership things because they may have been there the longest or done like the most work or something, but they might not necessarily have the skills or the know-how or the something like the how do I be a leader? I'm a leader now, this is scary. So having like some kind of formal Drupal leadership support, I can't say the word leadership, would be really cool. And this is actually a thing that hopefully will happen at some point. We've put it on the back burner for now, but yes, leadership support. And having more open discussions in general about mental health, about burnout, about anything. Like, it shouldn't be this thing that just is hidden away and then it just comes out when someone's having the worst time and it's just this big thing. And we don't want it to be a big thing. We want it to be something that is recognized. We can support it early. We can make sure people aren't like just crashing out the community. It sucks when people leave because we hadn't supported them enough or someone hadn't said anything and things like that. So just having more open discussions somewhere about mental health, and that it's fine to talk about and all these things. Not entirely sure where I threw this in as a thing that I was like, why don't we just talk about burnout? Burnout sucks. I've been burnt out many times, and other people have too. And once you start talking about it, you hear all the things, you all like share the same kind of experiences, and we can do better if we just talk about it more. And online documentations to support community health. I've seen a few other like communities and things. They like put up information like, if you feel like this, or if this is happening, or try not to do this, or avoid this, or take a break. Like, just if we had something up there, like on Drupal.org or somewhere, like a nice mental health section or community health or some kind of thing, like documentation basically somewhere that will help support the community more, because we do get tired, we do overdo it, and we need to support each other. So let's wrap this up. This is my only gift, but I wanted to keep it. And Dave Reed wraps his cats. He hasn't done it for a few years, but he's got whole YouTube videos of wrapping up his cats at Christmas, and I want him to do another one. Anyway, let's wrap this up. So I've spoken long enough. I've thrown some ideas out there. I'm hoping that they're not terrible ideas, and if anyone wants to like push anything forward, like further, or take on anything, or like collaborate, because the CWG is going to work on community initiatives, and we want to push forward, like work on community health, work really closely with the community. So if there's anything that you want to help with, because we need help, like we need all the support. It's a big community effort. Come to me or just message us. We have a Twitter account. We're in Drupal Slack. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. So yeah, come talk to us. And remember that contribution is a very, very long journey. It takes time. You'll make mistakes. You'll get tired. But there's a lot of rewards. Community is amazing. Learning new stuff is amazing. Achieving things is amazing. You can achieve a lot through contribution. So yeah, that's all from me. And where is it? Thank you for listening. Does anyone have any questions? I think I've run out of air.
I'll take questions. We don't have a microphone for questions, so if you could just say your question loud, I will repeat it, and then we'll have Emma answer things. Yeah, Tim.
Emma, you talked a lot about community and contribution. Mm-hmm. What is the community, and how does contribution relate to being a member of a community? Do I have to contribute to be a member of a community?
No.
So,
the
question is,
this is why
it's
I'm
okay.
looking at this.
What is community, and do I have to contribute to be a member of the community?
So, you don't have to be a member of the you don't have to contribute to be a member of the community. Sorry, I got that wrong. So someone asked me why I do all this stuff, and I was like, for the community. The reason I'm doing this is to hang out with the community and support the community and do things in the community. And you can totally be a part of that and not contribute in a way, but a lot of people first contribute and then join the community. I kind of tried to reverse that at the beginning, where I was like, get to know your local community. They're a great bunch of people. You'll make loads of friends. And if you're all working on Drupal during the day, like as your jobs, it's just nice. You don't have to contribute as well. Contributing is extra, but like community is very important. And we're a good bunch of people. I adore all of you. And that's why I'm here.
More questions? No?
No? Did I talk too fast? I think I did. I was too excited.
I got one.
Yeah?
So you brought up the long-term mentorship, and I sent this on Twitter, but I figured we'll just chat about it now. Is there anything in motion to possibly set up a Drupal mentorship site where there is a way for these people to stay connected outside of just, because Drupal.org doesn't really have good internal communication. There is no way to internally communicate. And I pitched this to Mike Nell, actually. I used to sell time on codementor.io. And it'd be neat if we had a free Drupal version of that, where it's like, sign up, I'm saying I will be a mentor. And then there's mentees that go in there, and then certain people can be the mentors of the mentors and help organize that and say like, hey, how's it going? Are you still communicating with your mentee? And it opens up this one-to-one communication platform and helps, and then people like yourself, like, Matt, you want to be a mentor? Okay, I can pair you up with here, because they're looking to learn about commerce and DA. So I see it as we can build this platform, and with open social, it should be easy to just like, man, get it up and running. So that's one thing that I think can help with that.
Okay, so from that, Matt is going to set up this mentorship system to help put mentors and mentees together and keep them connected. I already said that. Matt suggested a really cool idea, and we'll get the community to help Matt do that. But that's a really cool idea. That's what the kind of thing that I expected to like wonderful
I
Matt.
noticed that drop off. That happened with me at my first camp, but I luckily just kept going. But
yeah.
For a lot of people, that was
Like it took me like a year and a half to settle into contribution because I just kept doing it wrong, not saying anything, just getting confused and lost, and then I just basically got physically adopted by the front end people. Like I was trying to go to all the beginner sprints, do all the things, had numerous mentors, and I was like, I just need to get adopted by the people who I want to work with, and they showed me the ropes and stuff like that. But yeah, I just started rambling again, sorry.
Well, I can ask another question.
Sure.
Late in the Drupal 8 cycle, we had Drupal core mentoring on IRC that was pretty active for quite a while. I used to participate in that quite a bit. I haven't for a while. In relation to this last question, what's the status of like Drupal core mentoring on IRC and
I have no idea. Does anyone know? about the status of Drupal core mentoring on IRC? Anybody? This is the issue. No one knows what's going on.
They still have the contrib hours, or
Yeah.
on the calendar, where there's the AU hours, there's the EU hours, and the US. Like,
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's actually that much activity around it anymore. I think it kind of, the news stopped spreading, so I think the activity kind of fell with the...
Yeah, we need to keep on top of putting stuff out. Like, 'cause I wanted to get back into contribution recently, like code contribution, and I was just lost. I was like, I'll save the community side of it for a while. So.
Cool. Okay.
Well done. Can I sit down? Oh, there's one over there.
We've got one more back there for Michelle.
Shout really loud.
You talk a little bit about language. So you talk a little bit about language for non-native English speakers.
Yep.
What role do you think the Drupal language plays in perhaps being a barrier or an opportunity for beginners who are trying to find the words to communicate with more seasoned members of the community?
So like all of the
question.
Drupalisms, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, I was just going to repeat it. The question is, how does the Drupal language form a barrier? How does that interact with people and human language in creating barriers in contribution? Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of work when I was at sprints and stuff, and in issues that people want to overcome all those things and be like, we need to stop talking in this Drupal language and having all these things. And yeah, I haven't heard it being a problem, like from a person. I haven't heard that being said to me, but I know it is something that people are aware of, and people are trying to fix it. Like there's documentation things, there's issues and stuff like that of trying to overcome it. But that's a really interesting point. I was only thinking about general language stuff, so but I know it's an issue because people are like, what do you want about? What's a panel? So yeah, sorry I couldn't answer that better.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much, Emma. Emma will be around if you have other questions.
Yeah. And thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It really is.